عهد الظالمين صدق الله العظيم. My dear and respected brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent so many Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam in this world, so many prophets and messengers in this world. Allah knows the exact count of all those prophets. We do not know even the names of all those prophets. What we know are some names in Quran, some through our Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, through ahadith, and that's about it. Maximum 35, right? So these are the names that we know of Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent in this world hundreds and thousands of prophets. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, look, the way prophethood works is that وَلِكُلِّ قَوْمٍ had. That wherever some people were living, I send a messenger. So those messengers were all from the local communities. They did not come from outside. This is why Allah said, وَإِلَىٰ عَادٍ أَخَاهُمْ هُودًا. And towards Aad, I sent Hud. And Hud was one of them, their brother. وَإِلَىٰ ثَمُودَ أَخَاهُمْ صَالِحًا. Salih was sent to his own qawm. So these prophets were born in their communities. They knew the local culture. They knew the local language. So they knew everything about their people. So when they would speak, when they will call people towards Allah, they will use that native language, right? They will give references to the local culture because that was their culture, that was their language, right? So, for example, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, right? Now, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was a unique person because he was like the favorite of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. Now look, Allah is the creator and Allah is saying, Allah took Ibrahim, his Khalil. Khalil doesn't mean friends, a friend. Khalil means, like we say, buddy. That you are not just my friend, you are somebody closer to me than a friend. So we call that person buddy. So if you have 20 friends, right? You call one person, no, you are my buddy, right? So Allah said, وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ Ibrahim, not Sadiqa, but Khalila, that he is my buddy. Now, here you have to see that Allah is the creator. You know, Allah is Rabbul Alameen, right? Allah said, Allahu khaliqu kulli shay. Allah is the khaliq of everything and everybody. Now, for that khaliq, to call a person whom Allah had created as his buddy, right? So we need to see what was so unique in him. Why is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose only this person among trillions of human beings, right? And Allah picked him and said, no, he is Khalil. And Allah called him Khalilullah. He is the Khalil of Allah. He is the buddy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So why was it that Ibrahim was such a favorite of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So Allah gave answer to this question. Allah said, I'll give you the answer why Ibrahim has been my favorite. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ. The reason why I chose him to be my dear friend and buddy is that right from his childhood, I kept on testing his faith. So it's not that when he reached the age of puberty and then Allah tested his faith. But Allah kept on testing his faith right from his childhood. And each time Allah put Ibrahim into a test, he came out of it with flying colors. Right? Allah said, "Wa Ibrahim alladhi waffa." And look at Ibrahim, that whenever he promised to Allah something, he always fulfilled his promise. So here Allah is saying that I tested his faith. Now we all know the stories, right, of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, right? That he was born in a family of mushrikeen. His dad, Azar, or uncle, whoever it was, he was not only a mushrik himself, but he was the leader of mushrikeen. He was the pandit, right? He was the chief priest, right? Calling people towards his temple, right? And so Ibrahim was born in such a polluted environment, right? So he would see his own parents doing shirk. But something was unique with him since his childhood, that he refused to make sajda to anybody but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested his faith from childhood. Right? And then as he grew up, right, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept that test going through Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam, right? The story of the slaughtering of his son, right? That was then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested his faith by asking him to leave Syria and go to Makkah, right? A place which Allah himself is saying غَيْرَ ذِي زَرْعٍ, a completely barren place, while Syria was lush green, right? Plenty of water, plenty of food in Syria. Ibrahim living a good life in Syria. Allah said, no, take your wife and the newborn baby, leave Syria and go to this barren land where there was not a single well of water, where there was no vegetation whatsoever, where there was no greenery whatsoever. Just go there. Why? Because I am ordering you to go. Just go. Well, Ibrahim did not refuse. He said, Allah, come on. Why would I go there? Here I have food, drinks, and my baby is small. Why should I go there? Allah, please review your commandment, right? Or maybe bukra, or maybe bukra again, or he did not say inshallah, and then let it go. But here what happened was, once Allah ordered, he said, yeah, okay. He took his wife, let's go. She's asking where you are going. We are going to this place where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had ordered me to go. So barren land, completely barren land, right? But he took his family there, right? And then that famous incident of Zamzam had happened. Now a well was created, right? So this well was created, right, because of the sacrifice of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, right? And whenever you go to Makkah, inshallah, may Allah take you again and again, sometimes you think that you are drinking the water of Zamzam, right? How old is this well? Literally, think about it. And how much water this well had produced. And why is it that this well is continuously producing water for over 5,000 years or more? And this well is not drying out, right? It's not drying out. It's not that the water is drying out. No, it's just the more you suck the water out, the more it is producing. And this well is giving water to people whoever would have access to, right? Now the Saudi government had put so many sophisticated kind of motors that are sucking the water all the time, right? It is all because of the mu'jiza, right, that happened at that time, right? So Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was put to test, and he did not fail, right? And then, my dear brothers and sisters, when he saw that now his family is kind of establishing itself here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, okay, now leave your family, your baby and your wife. Now, where do you want me to go? Leave them alone, go to Syria. Just go. Don't ask questions, go. Now look, Ibrahim alladhi waffa. Ibrahim said, okay. And when should I leave Allah? Right now. Right now, just make a U-turn, go towards Syria. So much so that he did not even tell his wife, because Allah said, right now. So when his wife saw Hajra that he is going towards the other direction, she screamed, she said, husband, where are you going? He said, towards Syria. Why? Because Allah had ordered me to go and go right now. So, if Allah wills, I will come back. So she said that, is it your choice that you are going to Syria, or is it the order from Allah? So Ibrahim is an order from Allah. So Hajra said, alayhi salam, she said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of me and my baby. Go. Right? And then he came back again when Ismail alayhi salam had grown into a young man. Right? Now he said to his son, son, now Allah have ordered me that you are going to help me, right, in doing something which nobody has done before. And that is, I'm going to rebuild Kaaba. And you are going to help me. So Allah said, وَإِذْ يَرْفَعُ إِبْرَاهِيمُ الْقَوَاعِدَ مِنَ الْبَيْتِ. And then وَإِسْمَاعِيل. Then when the father and the son, both of them were rebuilding Kaaba from the same foundation that was laid centuries ago by Adam alayhi salam. Now who is doing this? The father and the son. Right? So here Kaaba was built. Right? Now if we fast forward the story, now when the Kaaba is built, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Ibrahim alayhi salam again to leave your son here and his wife in Makkah. Now go back to Syria one more time. Why? Because now I'm going to take another great work from you. Ibrahim alayhi salam said yes. Now he left his son, his wife in Makkah. Kaaba is built, right? Tawaf is starting. Everything is happening now, gradually. And now Allah ordered him to go to Syria. He did not question. He proceeded towards Syria. Now in Syria, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, okay, now the second thing that I would like you, or another thing that I would like you to do is Baitul Maqdis. Who is going to help Ibrahim alayhi salam now? His younger son, Ishaq. So now Baitul Maqdis is being made, right, by Ibrahim alayhi salam and his younger son Ishaq. Right? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that, do you know what is the time difference after how many years Baitul Maqdis was built? Sahaba said, Allah and his Rasul know better. Rasulullah said 40 years. So it took Ibrahim alayhi salam 40 years. Right? So anyhow, Baitul Maqdis is built, right? Now Baitul Maqdis is built by again Ibrahim and younger son Ishaq, right? And now Ibrahim alayhi salam died there, right? His Qabr Sharif is there. And I think the city is called Al-Khalil, right? Now, all of these things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam to do, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam did all of these things, right? Without any fuss, without any question. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is praising Ibrahim here. And this is the lesson that, brother, I would like to remind myself and you and everybody. Because this ayah, if you look into it, is amazing. Right? Look, Allah said, وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ. Remember when Ibrahim was tested by his Rabb, by his Lord. Now Allah said, bikalimat. Bikalimat means by sentences. Here sentences mean by different orders. Allah kept on giving him different commandments. So Allah said, bikalimat. There were so many commandments that I gave to Ibrahim, right? فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ. And he fulfilled and completed all of those commandments. He did not fall short, right? in compiling or complying with those orders. Now, qala, why? Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took these tests? Brother, the answer, right, is this. And this is for you and me. Allah said, qala inni ja'iluka linnasi imama. Because I am going to make you, Ibrahim, I am going to make you Imam, leader, for all the people that will come after you. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, this shows that leadership, imamat, of nations. If you want to be Imam, if the Muslim Ummah in general, right, wants to be Imam of the rest of the world, right, you have to fulfill the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first. Meaning you and I cannot become Imam. Muslims cannot become the leaders of the world, right, if we are failing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do you understand? If you and I are failing as, the believer in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are failing. Yet we are desiring to be the Imam, it will not happen. It will not happen. You see, try to understand. Ibrahim again became the Imam after he passed those tests. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing you and me every day. Different ways. Halal, haram. The biggest test is halal, haram. There's no test bigger than halal and haram. Because this test is with us all the time. All the time. Right? The moment you and I give in to haram temptation, we lose the right to be the Imam. This ummah cannot become the leader if we are failing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to pass the test that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is putting us in if we want to be the leaders of the world. This is the message in this ayah. Qala inni ja'iluka linnasi imama. Allah saying, I have tested you because I wanted to make you the Imam. And here, not Imam of Muslims, but inni ja'iluka linnasi. People who don't even are believers, they also will take you as the Imam. So now you see, brothers, Abraham, right? You see Muslims believe in him, right? You see Christians believe in him, right? You see Jewish people believing in him, right? Now you see people who are atheists, agnostics, right? They also have great regard for Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, right? Why? Because he is like the father figure among all the prophets, right? You cannot skip Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam's teachings, right? In order to understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to go through Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. He's the father figure, right? So that's what Allah said, Inni ja'iluka linnasi. I'm going to make you Imam for the people, right? So again, my dear brothers and sisters, this earthquake came, test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our faith, right? Can't question the hikmah and wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can't. Because your understanding, my understanding is so limited. Bal kadhabu bima lam yuhitu bi'ilmi. How can you reject Allah just because you fail to understand the hikmah and the wisdom behind a certain act? Oh, so many people died in earthquake. Of course, all of us are hurt by this earthquake. But there's hikmah, the wisdom behind. That's what Allah said, Inna Allah alimun hakim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is alim and hakim. Allah said, La yusalu amma yaf'al, wa hum yusalun. Nobody has the right to question Allah why Allah did that. Nobody has. Allah said, wa hum yusalun, you people would be asked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about your actions. Nobody has the power to ask Allah, why did you do that. It's just like, brother, you are a male and she's a female. Who has the right to ask Allah, Allah, why did you made me a male? I wanted to be a female. Or she cannot say, Allah, you made me a female. Why did you made me a male? Allah said, أو يزوجهم ذكرانا وإناثا ويجعل من يشاء قيما. I'm the one who determines how many babies are going to be born. For example, this year, male, how many babies are going to be born? Females. Allah said, La yusalun. Nobody can question me. So, in order to understand the power of Allah, who Allah is, the hikmah and the wisdom of Allah, we need faith. We need knowledge. We need tarbiyah. We need companionship of righteous people. Right? Then what happens is that, our faith grows. When your faith grows, then when Allah will put you into tests, right? You will pass those tests. And when you pass those tests, Allah will make you the Imam, the leader of the world. I see. So without passing these tests, we don't have the claim to be the leaders of the world, right? One more point here, brothers. One of the greatest challenge, right, that you and I, our children, everybody, right, is facing is that it is easy, and please pay attention to this. It is easy to do good deeds, like Jummah, right? You have made up your mind, I'm going to go to Jummah. Ramadan is coming after a month, you have made up your mind, I'm going to fast. Right? So doing good deeds needs a little bit of effort, and you can do it. For example, you are here for Jummah. In like 40 minutes or 30 minutes, you'll be out of the masjid. Right? So you came here to the masjid once a week for an hour. Right? So that is easy. Right? What is not easy is fighting against evil. That's not easy. So doing good deeds is easy, right? Protecting yourself from haram, that is tough. So regarding this, Abdullah ibn Abbas, the great companion of our Rasul was once asked, because he was the most knowledgeable Sahaba among Sahaba. So he was asked all these questions. One time he was asked, he was given this scenario that there's a person who is doing good deeds, tremendous amount of good deeds, right? But at the same time, he does evil as well, tremendous amount of evil, right? So he's praying 5 times salah, fasting, coming to the masjid and all that. But then the rest of the time he just cannot control his nafs, his desires. He's doing tremendous amount of bad deeds as well. So that's number one. Number two is this person, right, who is doing only what is forced upon him. Right? He just pray for salah only and all that. He's not doing too many good deeds. He's just keeping himself to the bare minimum that is required of him. Right? But this person is strong against evil. He is not, he's not following his unlawful desires. So again, he didn't have many good deeds, but at the same time, he didn't have many sinful deeds. While again, this person number one, had tremendous amount of good deeds, but tremendous amounts of evil deeds. So the question that was posed to Abdullah ibn Abbas was, radiallahu anhu, which among them, right, is a better person? So Abdullah ibn Abbas said, without a doubt, the second person. The second person. Why? Because he said, protecting yourself from evil is more important than doing good deeds. Do you understand? I'll give you an example. I have given the example to you earlier. Let's say, before coming to Jummah, Salah, You tasted alcohol, wine, khamr, or you ate pork, or you did ghiba of somebody, or al billah, you confiscated somebody's money, you stole something, all of these things, right? So you did any of those acts, but mashallah, you are here in the masjid praying salah. Right? On the other hand, there's a person who might come and pray just first salah and he will rush back home or to his work. While you are engaged in long rakat of nafil. So you understand whose ibadat would be accepted. Right? So in the same way, my dear brothers and sisters, this story of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam is teaching us that Allah definitely is going to put us into test all the time. We have to make sure that we do not fail these tests by doing haram. And then whatever good deeds you are doing, remember those good deeds are going to be accepted by Allah only when haram is not involved. Last point before I conclude. Qala, what did Ibrahim said after that? Qala wa min dhurriyati. Ibrahim said, when Allah said, I'm going to make you an imam of the nations. Ibrahim said, Allah, but what about my children? Children means here generations. This is a strange question, right? Allah is asking, telling him that you are going to be the imam now. He is the very thing is saying, Allah, what about my children? My dear brothers, this is a very, very important question. And then Allah's answer was, قَالَ لَا يَنَالُ عَهْدِ الظَّالِمِينَ. No guarantee. No guarantee, because among your children, if somebody is a mushrik, I'm not going to accept his deeds. If he is a mushrik, you could be my favorite, but if your child or grandchild is a mushrik, I'm going to not accept. So this, brothers, this question that Ibrahim Islam asked is something that you and I, the father and mother, must reflect upon. And that is, what would happen after us? Right? What would happen to my generation in this country? What legacy of Islam am I leaving behind for my children? You know, are my children going to be on a Sirat al-Mustaqim? Because he's the Imam, right? Ibrahim, right? But there's no guarantee that his child could be on the straight path. There could be a scholar and a great Imam of a masjid or Islamic center. But what about his children? There's no guarantee that those children will be on the straight path. Right? So here this question that Ibrahim asked, قَالَ وَمِن ذُرِّيَّتِي, oh Allah, what about my children? Right? Well, this is a question that you should ask yourself. That, okay, what about my children? What about my children? Quick 30-second example, then I'll conclude. Few months ago, a young boy and a girl came to the masjid for nikah. I was filling up the form, the nikah form, when I felt something is wrong here. So I asked that girl, that beta, is this your first marriage? 19-year-old girl. She said, no, this is my second marriage. So I said, okay, you never told me that you were married before. She said, yes, this is my second marriage. What happened to your first marriage? He divorced me. Okay. When did he divorce you? Right? She said 2 days ago. I dropped my pen. I said, 2 days ago? But what about iddah? She said, iddah? What is iddah? I said, there's a waiting period. She said, what waiting period? I never heard about it. I said, where's your dad? In New Jersey. I said, call your dad. She called the dad. Imam would like to talk to you. I talked to the dad. I said, brother, your daughter, yes, she wants to get married. I said, what she's saying is true? He said, yes. I said, how can you give her permission to marry when the iddah has not finished? Father is asking me, Imam, what is iddah? And then he asked me, is it optional or mandatory? I had to literally recite the ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah, وَالَّذِينَ يُتَوَفَّوْنَ مِنْكُمْ, the ayah that is saying that iddah is mandatory. Without that, nikah is not valid. So here is a good example for you and me. قَالَ وَمِن ذُرِّيَّتِي. What will happen to our children? Brother, environment, Islamic education, good tarbiyah of your children, right? There's something that Ibrahim Khalilullah was concerned about, right? You should ask the same question: what will happen to me after I'm gone? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help me understand. Subhanallah, bihamdihi, subhanallah, bihamdihi, nashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah.